Hello, my name is David Gordon, a Senior Solutions Engineer for Alfresco Software. And today I'd like to talk to you about how Alfresco can help energy, gas, and oil companies manage their business-critical content in a collaborative environment. Alfresco is an open platform, and that stands in sharp contrast to the mostly proprietary, closed platforms that dominate the enterprise today. Alfresco is about solving real business problems, where there is a real ROI on the solution. We are content and process experts, and in today's world, the collaboration around content is often as important as the content and is usually part of a business process. NASA is an Alfresco customer, and like NASA, Alfresco is on a mission. Alfresco's mission is to help our customers do and share great work. At Alfresco, we have the privilege of working with customers around the world who are truly doing great work. NASA's Langley Research Center, for example, uses Alfresco to collaborate on aeronautical testing and research. The New York Philharmonic uses Alfresco to archive its history digitally and share that information with the world. The Martin Luther King Foundation uses Alfresco to house all of the writings of Dr. Martin Luther King and other civil rights leaders and makes that information available on the web. These are just a few examples of Alfresco customers who are doing and sharing great work. As I mentioned, Alfresco is focused on two key areas, what we call business-critical document processes and collaboration. There are a lot of solutions out there that can store files or assist with collaboration. However, when your business relies on important documents like legal contracts, JSA, safety and regulatory compliance documents, invoices, and employee records, we call those documents business-critical. Alfresco's combination of rock-solid document management, workflow, and scalability has proven to help streamline and automate these business-critical document processes, often saving companies millions of dollars and hours in productivity. One challenge for energy, gas, and oil companies is that of managing safety processes and procedures. Whether complying with OSHA, ISO, or other standards, it can be quite a headache ensuring that all the players involved are properly trained and authorized, that the work is defined and specific, and that the proper documentation and procedures are adhered to and completed. The current process is often a paper and administrative heavy one, with lots of shuffling of documents between employees with different roles. Meeting project deadlines and getting the proper documents turned in on time can be a major headache. And using email for this process fills up email servers with multiple copies of documents that are in varying stages of completion, and also brings a knock on a manager's door from the IT department needing employees to clean up mailboxes. The Alfresco solution is to use forms, metadata, and workflow to capture the proper information and streamline the overall process. Allowing email to be used for notification only, the documents can then be managed in the content management system, and the collaboration environment can be used to free and facilitate all of this in a very efficient and very user-friendly manner. For our demonstration today, I will be our project manager, and for this demo I will assign a new project. Log on to Alfresco Share, our project collaboration and content management interface. Alfresco Share is a collaborative interface that is broken up into dashlets, each of these dashlets providing a certain amount of information. For example, there is a My Favorites document dashlet, my tasks dashlet, a calendar dashlet which shows my current activities. There's an activity feed and an external dashlet that ties into a news feed. I also have a sites dashlet. This is a list of all the sites that I belong to, and Alfresco uses sites as a way to break up content into either different projects or different departments or both. And in this case, you'll see I have a list here of different departments and different projects that I belong to. For our demonstration, I will go into the project site and I will create our plant project from here. You'll see that the project site has its own dashboard as well, with a site activities dashlet, a wiki dashlet. There is a notice dashlet which has been configured for lost time notification, and there is also an external dashlet here, external feed dashlet for the energy, gas, and oil industry. There's also a site members dashlet which shows that the site members, David Gordon, that's me, our project manager. We have the supervisor who will be supervising our project, and the worker who will actually be doing our work from the contractor. Our list of plant projects is here in the plant projects portion of the repository, and within here you'll see a list of the individual projects that have already been created and already started. We will start by creating a new project. And we'll use today's date, 1301, and number our project, 130301. Now that the project is set up, it's time to start the project documents and workflow. I want to start by grabbing a set of documents that are a template for our project and copying those into our new project folder. I can now go into the project document, complete the project document information, and then assign the project to the supervisor. The project document has metadata that captures things like the project name, the project number, and all of the other relevant project information. Capture all of the information as required in the document. And assign this document to be completed by the supervisor. Attachments could also be added to this as well. That completes the project document, and you'll see that we've captured all of the project document information here in the project form. We can now assign this project to the supervisor for the completion of the actual project documentation associated with the contractor. We'll create a workflow. Indicate what we want to have completed. Select a due date for this project. We could assign it a priority. Assign it again to the supervisor. And in this case, the project document is included, but we also want to add the contractor document and the safety form to the workflow. This workflow indicates that email notification will be sent out and the workflow gets started. The supervisor now, if he's not in his dashboard for Alfresco Share, will get a notification that he's been assigned a new task along with the appropriate documents, and he can log into Alfresco Share and complete the workflow. Notice that in his task dashlet, the new document workflow, he can indicate that he's working on the documents and then either view the documents or actually go through the individual documents and complete them. In this case, we've already seen the document, so let's just go directly into the contractor document and let's go ahead and get that completed. The contractor is going to be Joe's Contracting. The relationship started with Joe back in September or October of last year. They've done about 3 projects for us. They are expert electrical. They are adequate at welding, and they are not required to do any excavation. The emergency contact is Joe, the worker, and Joe's phone number, you'll notice, is also a required field. Once the required fields are indicated, the document can be saved, and the supervisor can return to the workflow to complete it. This task is finished. And the project manager will get notification in the task dashlet that the safety documents are done. I can go out and review which contractor they signed. And I'm pretty happy with that. So now I can simply go back, approve the workflow, and the project can begin. The next step of the project is for Joe to actually complete the job safety forms. Joe logs on, enters the project's and the project safety form is here, along with the project content, rest of the project data. He can review the project, review the contractor information form, and make sure that is correct. And now Joe can fill out the safety documentation. 0 chance of flammability. We are in a 15% oxygen environment. There is access. There is welding required. There is an emergency lockout required. We will have no new workers. There is electrical work, no excavation required. Only our normal bodily hazards are available, and there will be no environmental hazards. The work plan will be to replace faulty pump with a reconditioned one. Standard lockout procedures for safety precautions. No additional training will be required. And this questionnaire is now completed. The next thing Joe might want to do is to take these documents and have them available when he's on the work site. So Joe can actually take these documents and sync those to the cloud environment. And that will make those documents sync directly up to the cloud. The nice thing about having them synced in the cloud is if Joe needs to make changes to them, he can do that from the cloud environment, and he can get that cloud environment information synced back to the repository in the office. The other nice thing about the cloud environment, it makes it very easy to access. Joe may also want to add to the cloud environment documents that are appropriate to or relate to the actual pump replacement. So Joe will log in to the cloud environment and add appropriate documentation to that site from in the cloud directly. You'll notice that the cloud environment looks very, very similar to the on-premise environment. That makes it very easy for the users to navigate the environment regardless of whether it's the cloud or whether it's an on-premise environment. There's our new project. You'll see that the cloud documents have already synced, and what I want to do now is add to that the appropriate documents that I'm going to need to manage the actual pump replacement. So I'm going to add a pump description drawings as well as some other documentation in regards to the flow and some schematics. Those are all now added to the project folder and can be now accessed in the cloud environment. Joe can now proceed to site. Now Joe can't actually take his laptop out to the site, but what he can do is he can take his iPad to the site. And using the Alfresco application available today in the iTunes and Android market, can actually download and access his content from the repository directly. So Joe is on site with his contract crew. He has access to the documents that are associated with this project, as well as the documents he put in the cloud for managing the pump information, his schematics for flow, and the actual pump descriptions and documents he needs in order to be able to get the project completed. The other advantage to having access via the iPad is that if Joe needs to change something like the safety document or make a note to the project document, he can do that right here on his iPad, and then that information can be synced back directly to the cloud and automatically synced back to the on-premise environment. You've seen in this demonstration how Alfresco uses forms, metadata, and workflow to help companies do great work and do it more efficiently. You saw the storage of forms and content in both on-premise and cloud repositories. You saw the use of built-in workflow to aid the collaboration and management of the process. And you saw how Alfresco enables today's technology like mobile devices. All of these features and more are a part of the Alfresco content platform. The Alfresco solution demonstrated today helps get content organized and makes it easier to find projects and project-related information. The solution stores the information, making it easier to find, review, and even deal with the compliance-related matters. This solution used workflow for task assignment and management and allowed heavy lifting of the documents associated to the project to be done by the content management system, easing the burden on other systems like email. And finally, this solution showed how easy it is to access your content and other information on the project regardless of where you are and what type of device you are, even if you're on the plant job site, for example. So what are your business critical content challenges and how can Alfresco help you solve them? We would love to have this discussion with you. Contact us after watching this presentation and let our solutions and sales teams assist you in solving your critical content challenges. Thank you.